Episode 40. Hi,
Episode
everyone.
40. Shut up, John. So
Hi,
yesterday,
everyone, and welcome. No, I've turned over a new leaf today. I mean, today I'm recording this on International Women's Day, and I'd just like to have a shout out to all the really powerful, confident women in my life, and just express my dissatisfaction every time my own fucking sandwich today.
The thing is,
seriously, if only men could show their appreciation for women on an ongoing basis, existentially, instead of fucking grandstanding and virtue signaling on LinkedIn, fucking supplicating themselves in the hope of getting a sniff of vag tonight. Seriously, if only they could do that. If only.
Oh God. It's imagine I did a post on LinkedIn today saying I just want to, and just how ridiculous it'd look as well. If I did a post saying for National Women's Day, I want to thank my assistant.
Holly.
Yeah. Just how funny would that be? That'd just be ridiculous.
Oh God, do it for a laugh. But wouldn't that be International Pain in the Arse Day for Holly?
Gothic style, minion looking, T-foul advert looking motherfucker.
Fucking useless assistant.
Oh God.
John's least favourite child, International John's least favourite child day.
AKA wish he'd been a wank in the shower.
Yeah. Well, November the 18th or 19th, it's the 19th, is International Men's Day. What I guarantee you won't see is probably many women saying how great the men are in their lives, because women have got far more sense than to say shit like that.
Yeah, and also men aren't that great.
Oh, I don't know, some are.
Most men are a disappointment.
Fucking look at us, man.
Well, the majority of men nowadays are pathetic.
I agree. They're not men at all. They're boys, little willies,
pathetic.
Running around. Their bottoms.
We walk a very thin line, don't we? We walk a very thin line. I have a story that I don't think I've told you yet.
Oh God.
And so the podcast will be hearing it at the same time as you. I had the police called on me Friday night.
Oh yeah, how come?
Apparently, someone thought we were throwing a party when it was literally just me and my flatmate having a few beers. Yeah. So let me set the scene. Yeah, we probably had, I wouldn't even call it loud music, but we had music that you could hear quite comfortably from about, I'd say, 7 till 10 o'clock. Not party loud, yeah, because we want to talk to each other, but loud enough for it to be like, oh, the music's on. We played a few games of beer pong. We're obviously taking the piss out of each other. It's fucking great. We're having a laugh. About 10 o'clock, we're like, right, let's settle down now. Let's sit on the sofa. Let's get the Xbox out and let's fucking have a go at each other on FIFA, a football game.
Yeah.
So we're drinking. We've turned the music right down, to be honest. It's really quiet now. You can hear it just above the TV. And come about midnight, we're relatively sloshed. We're thinking of going to bed. And our phone rings, which is the only way you get access to the building, is you have to ring up. And then we look at you on a little camera and decide whether we want to let you up. So I'm a bit boozed, and we look at each other because it goes ring, ring, ring. We're like, who the fuck is at our door? At fucking, well, trying to get into our apartment to see us at fucking midnight. And we walk out and we're like squinting, looking at the screen. Like, it's the fucking police. So we pick up the phone. We go, hello? They go, hello, it's the police. Can we come in? I'm fucking drunk. So I've looked at my mate. He clearly knows it's the police. You can see it on the screen. I've gone, it's the police. He's gone, yeah, I know. What do they want? And I've gone, what do you want? And they went, I've just told you. Can we come in?
No, you fucking can't.
I was like, what, do you want to come into our flat or just into the building? They was like, can we just have a chat? We was like, yeah, of course, come up. You're not coming inside, but you're welcome to come up and have a chat. We've got nothing to hide. So they come up and they're like, are you having a party? And me and Henry sort of looked at each other and we looked down. We're both in our pajamas, not kidding, in pajamas, in slippers, in dressing gowns. Yeah, bleary-eyed, about to go to bed, knackered. We've gone, no. They're like, have you been drinking? We was like, yeah, we've had a few drinks, but we haven't had a party. They're like, yeah. And they were like, we need to take your details down. We're like, we're convinced you're not having a party. We're sorry that you're coming out. That someone's We're sorry that we've come to see you, but someone's reported you've had a party. So the plan is later today to go and knock on all of our neighbours' doors, just to be like, look, don't be a dickhead. If you've got a problem and we're being noisy, knock on our door. Even better, take our numbers, text us, tell us to shut up. We don't want to be that person that's disturbing you, but grow a pair of bollocks.
It's hilarious. I wouldn't let them. I'd have said no. No, you can't. If you're thinking arrestable offence being committed, go and break in, or otherwise go and get a warrant. Otherwise, fuck off. I'm not a fan of the police.
I'm not a fan of the
police. What the fuck would I want? Fucking why do I want fucking Sting and co knocking at my door anyway?
I don't know what that is. They were very pleasant.
Sting of the police. Oh, for fuck's sake. Andy Copeland, no. Sting, the group.
Oh, I know Sting.
Yeah, well, the police.
That's another group, isn't it? My dad likes it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, this joke has died completely, hasn't it? It's not just died. It's turned into a fucking zombie. Dead joke walking. Sting was the singer and the bass player of the Police.
Yeah, the Police are a band. I said that.
Yeah, so the Police were the door. So it's fucking Sting and Andy Copeland, and the other one was fucking.
I get it. Well, if it was Sting, he was very.
The thing is, when you have to explain jokes, it's a waste of time.
Calm down.
No,
National Women's Day.
I am calm.
Women.
I'm very calm.
But yeah, next time. I don't know. It's quite weird because it's like we've got nothing to hide. So coming up, I don't want to cause a fuss for no reason. But part of me was like, fuck off. Like,
what is that?
It's really loud.
Oh, I know what it is. Stopped.
What was it?
I'm not prepared to talk about it. I know the keyboard.
I want to hear this right now. Why is your keyboard?
It's not even interesting. Look, I bought this keyboard a while back. You know the one.
Yeah.
Mechanical.
They're highly regarded.
Very highly regarded, but it's not ideal for lots of typing. And right now, as you know, I'm on the line to finish the book, so I'm using my original Apple keyboard.
Yeah.
And I've put my clapperboard over there, and it was pressing on a key. So it goes.
It's very noisy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it wasn't fucking worth telling you, was it? Really? Anyway,
why did you get a mechanical keyboard? I swear they're for gaming.
I just like the feel of it. It's a nice keyboard, but it's not conducive to lots and lots of typing. So it's not the best one for me.
They got lots of travel time, haven't they?
They have, yeah. So, and your hands have to be really above it.
Yeah, and they make a cool noise. It's proper clicking.
It is, and I've got a wrist rest for them. But this Apple keyboard is reminiscent of my laptop keyboard, which is beautiful. If only the laptop wasn't broken.
You'll really like the new keyboard then. It's got more of a similar writing angle. It's lovely. Anyway, no one wants to hear about fucking keyboards. I had the police calling me. Very sad, but going to be the bigger person. Knock on their door. Apologise. Here's our numbers.
I'll push a problem. Dead rats through the letterbox of everyone just to fucking piss them off.
I have shat in a few bags, but I don't wish to incriminate myself on what I plan to do with these shit bags.
But man, your DNA is going to be all over that shit. It really is.
Maybe I paid a homeless person, but again, I do not wish to talk about what I had to do to collect this shit.
Paid a homeless person. Oh, that reminds me of that fucking bloke I know who shagged the homeless woman.
Oh my God, that is some story when you told me that.
Oh no, it's true. It's true.
I don't doubt it for a second.
I believe it's true anyway, and I wasn't there, obviously. I'm not the homeless woman.
You can't blue ball the people listening like that, can you?
Say what?
You can't blue ball the listeners like that, can you?
I'm going to.
Oh, you're going to blue ball them?
I'm not going to go into the story. It's just someone I know who drinks a lot, to the tune of, at one point, 3 bottles of vodka a day. By 9:30 in the morning, he'd had his first one, and the rest of the day was spent drinking the 2. As one of his exploits, he shagged the homeless woman.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Sometimes you just slip and your dick ends up somewhere weird.
I think I was told he traded sex with her for a bottle of it.
Stop it. Stop
No,
it.
you fucking asked.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to hear it. I should have muted.
Oh, man. The thought of going down on a homeless woman. Oh, what do I think that even?
No, on National Women's Day, John. Got to be respectful. I'm sure she was very sexy and clean, and her vagina was lovely and tasted
very,
great.
very powerful and confident.
Very powerful, very confident. She chooses to live on the streets. It's her choice, and we have to respect that.
Absolutely.
And she chooses not to wash, and we have to respect that and eat the smeg from between her vulva for her fucking lips anyway.
Oh, and I've just seen the word salad cream as you said that.
Salad cream.
Literally, it's in the description, in the database. It's in the description of the podcast. Ever wondered why salad cream is the?
We get caught in the dick sand way too often.
We do. Anyway, so continuing, moving swiftly on.
So, John, if I was a prostitute and I was homeless and I was living on the street,
I need to know before I bought from you.
What's 3 things?
Smooth nurturing. I don't want to think anything smooth with homeless people.
What, smooth family?
Well, this thing is seriously. I mean, what are the big barriers? I mean, we're laughing in that, but I mean, if you are going to go if you're going to pay for sex, one of the huge things there is going to be trust, because you don't want your credit card ripping off. But perhaps more important, you don't want your fucking details being broadcast or anything. You book a prosy online or something. I guess you're taking a big risk, really. So these places trade on their discretion. But that's just a detail, because there are three huge barriers to making a sale, really. And I don't think most people think of it in these ways. They always think about price. They don't think about anything else. It's just always about the price, but it's not. Clients need to know 3 things before they'll even think about buying from you. And the first is they've got to know you exist even. We said before about how we've had superior products and services that are being trumped in the marketplace by inferior ones, simply because people just didn't know about the better solution. You can have the best fucking product or service in the world, but no one knows about it. And you're stuck. Now, I know you don't have to be popular. I mean, there's in every industry, I'm sure there are these underground places which exist only by referral. And, if you don't know, you don't know. And that's fine. That's a great position to be in. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the copywriting world that are like that. In fact, you would never find my name in the copywriting almanac, because I'm generally not known. But I've worked with some of the big names. So you've got to exist, and they've got to know you exist. They've got to know you actually offer a solution to their problem. So they've got to know you. They've got to know you, basically. Not know you as a person, but know about you. You've got to be known for what you do, and that requires first promotion, but also it requires you to keep hammering away at this, because people have a multitude of problems and challenges, and believe it or not, they're not hanging on your every word. So when you tell someone you do something once, there's a good chance they'll forget about you, because you just ain't that fucking important. I'm gonna put this light on, because you can't see my face as well as you should be able to. I know that good thing.
No one was complaining.
I was about to lie so I could see it in your face, but that ain't true.
But what?
I was about to say I could see it in your face, but that's not true.
Yes, because all you see is
retarded
faces.
Well, it's a strange thing. When I can see you smiling, or I can see people are smiling, but I don't know what the smile means. Whether it was a happy smile or a sad smile, or what. A lot of it's driven by context. So, given time, I can really work things out. But it's a constant fucking effort, and I don't bother most of the time. Can't be
it's usually with you a fake smile.
Oh, that's great. Probably, I believe you, because I got no other way of checking.
I'm lying, or am I?
Please don't know. You just confuse me to do that. I've got no idea. Wasn't you were saying this morning on the ops call, and neither Holly or I knew whether you were being serious or not. It was something, and it made me laugh, because I say Holly and I always take you literally. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do, but I can't remember what I said.
Something about the logos, I think.
Oh, yeah. Something about the logos. I don't know. I have fun with you too. I play my own little game because I'm outnumbered.
But for the listener and the watcher, we autistics, most of us, there are exceptions, but most of us tend to take things quite literally. And it doesn't mean to say we're stupid and naive. And if you tell me you flew to the moon, I wouldn't believe you, because I know that's not possible. But when if you were to say to me, oh yeah, I was on television last night, BBC, or I got a part in EastEnders, I'd probably believe you without questioning it. Because why would you lie about something so stupid? And there's no way I could tell from your body language, your facial expression, you having me on. It's perfectly, it's empirically possible. So why wouldn't it be possible? You know? But Connor was saying something this morning, and both Holly and I were going, oh yeah, is that right? No. No. Oh, right. So anyway, first, I need to know about you. You exist and you offer a solution to their problem or problems. That's the first thing. Second thing is they've got to like you. Now, I don't mean to say they've got to be your best mate. It's not what I'm saying. But they've got to feel you are, and again, not always. There are exceptions, of course. But they've got to feel you're the kind of person they want to do business with. Now, you don't have to be best mate. It has to be like one of my criteria for the for the elite group is I've got to be comfortable with the idea of sitting in a bar having a drink with you for a night or an evening, because that could happen. If that's not the case, I don't want you in the group, because I don't want to be in a position where I'm upsetting you or I'm just feeling pissed off and just not going to do it. And I've got no desire to be rude to someone, so fuck, I'm not having a drink with you. You're a wanker, because that's not fair on them.
Pay you money anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. So that's an exception. They would have to like me to that extent, or at least be able to tolerate me. But for the most part, going back to the more normal side of things, the more general case, they have to feel comfortable with doing business with you. For the most part, there will be exceptions. People who are quite prepared to do business with people they really detest because they are logically realize it's the best choice. But most of us are not like that. Most of us will pay a premium or just go somewhere where they're treated better. We just will. I mean, it's not a prerequisite necessarily, but it's common enough and it's powerful enough to be one of those rules of thumb. They've got to know you and they've got to like you to the extent they're comfortable in business with you. Well, the thing is, it's hard to do business with someone and figure out whether you like them or not if you don't know anything about them. This is why we put our personality into business. And people might say, well, that's not valid for all the time. We don't want them as a consultant. We're an e-commerce site or we're whatever. Well, the thing is, and if you go to is it Joe Brown, the clothing retailer? That is some great stuff, by the way. I think it's Joe Brown. Joe Brown, he writes an email it's from him. Now, whether it's actually him or not, we don't know, but it comes out under his name, and it's very personable and friendly, and you get to feel like Joe Brown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy, the boss of Weatherspoons. I can't remember his fucking name now. He writes an article in the Weatherspoons magazine every month, as I recall. And it's really informative and interesting. You get an insight into the guy. Well, again, I've heard he's a complete tosser, but from what he's written, he's actually shares some similar values to me. Maybe I'm a tosser as well. But he seems like a very libertarian kind of guy.
He is.
Yeah, that's going to make me want to do business with someone like that, because we share similar values, or we appear to. By the way, by me saying appear to, I don't mean to say you should put on a persona. I think that's a bad way to go. Not because it's morally bad, but because it's just short-sighted and you will get caught up. So one of the things about smooth nurturing is putting your personality out there. We're going to say more about this tomorrow, but putting your personality into your marketing, your entire being, if you like. Now, this is what people on LinkedIn get confused. They talk about authenticity. They get it completely wrong. That's a conversation of the day. It's quite nauseating. But you need to be able to put your personality out. If you don't, it's your choice, but you will pay the consequences in lower sales for the most part. So they've got to know you exist, know who you are, and like you to the extent they feel they are. It's okay to do business with you. They share similar values. And extremes of this, the opposite at least, are people that boycott a firm because they run sweatshops. Or they'll boycott a firm because the boss is a homophobe or doesn't like trans people. And that's fair enough. That's how the market works. Hey?
You've named a clothing shop. You've named a pub. I want to name Apple with Steve Jobs. They allowed him to put his personality out there almost as the face of the company. Or I like Steve Jobs. I believe in his vision, so I'll buy from Apple. Basecamp, I know you're not a big fan of their products, but I love their products.
Elon fucking Musk, richest man in the world.
Yep. It goes on. So I've had people say to me that we do our marketing wrong because we put too much personality in it, and we should be a corporate entity designed not to upset anyone. It's like, well, you don't have the first fucking clue about business then, do you? If that's the advice you're giving me. We do it on purpose. It's polarization. People buy from people. People don't buy from conglomerates.
Absolutely. And, you know, there are exceptions. And, you know, you can, this relationship building, if that's what you want to call it, doesn't have to take a long time. I've taken people from cold to sold on a 10K investment in 2 or 3 days, from a cold ad on LinkedIn to talking to me on the phone to paying me. Well, they went through that process of know and like very quickly. So it doesn't have to take, you know, you're not having to put loads of value out there to do this. It can be very quick. But the point is, it generally must happen. Okay, not always. There are exceptions, of course there are. I'm not saying whether they're right or wrong, but I'm all for the path of least resistance. And for me, it's a lot easier to write a daily email, for instance. And that's just tactical, but it's a lot easier to write a daily email and get my personality out there and filter people through over time than it is to, say, go on cold calls and sales calls. I don't want to do that. It's just not me. I'm not saying it's wrong to do it if that's what fucking floats your boat. I know some people actually like cold calling, but I'm not one of them, and I don't think most people are.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're a painter or a decorator or a fucking electrician or a plumber, you're going to people's houses doing kitchens and bathrooms, this is all valid. It really is.
Yeah,
you know?
It really is.
You know, you're going into these people's houses, into their lives.
My mum, for example, the only reason we still have the same window cleaner is mama on National Women's Day, strong, powerful, independent woman over there. Oh God, I wish I could have another go on those fun bags. Anyway,
is she homeless?
No, she is. nor do I really want to have another.
Does she want a bottle of vodka? Does she want a bottle of vodka?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No. Anyway, the only reason we still have. Oh, are we talking about? Let's see. This is why we're not getting. I can't say that. Anyway, this is meant to be a clip for LinkedIn, and if you remember, I said all the clips for LinkedIn, I want them like 5 minutes. We've been trying to finish this segment. It's been 12.
Oh, come on then, stop talking.
I was going to say the only reason we have had our window cleaner, the same one for the last 10 years now, probably, is because she likes the window cleaner.
And he's good with vodka.
He's good with vodka. But yeah, she's she's been sent fucking leaflets and we can do your windows, we're now in your area, yada yada yada. And she's gone, oh, they're a lot cheaper, but I trust our current one. I'd rather pay him. He's a nice chap.
Well, that's the last one, of course, trust. You know, and trust has got 2 elements. It's the trust of you as a person. You will do the job you're paid to do, and you won't rip people off, etc., etc. And also trust that you can do the job. You're competent and you have integrity too. Well, those are 2 components of trust. Now, going back to, you talk about long-standing relationships. We used to have events at the Cork International Hotel. I had events there for probably 7 or 8 years. And, we probably put an average of maybe 100K a year through that hotel. And I was very often, probably every couple of months, I would get an email or an approach from other local hotels vying for my business. And their only selling point was whatever you pay the Cork International, we'll meet it and then go 10% lower or something. And I always said, no, I'm not interested. I could save myself 10K a year, I'm not interested. Because the Cork International, not only were they a great bunch of people who looked after us, so the relationship worked that way, but also, it just worked with us. I didn't have to I could just send them request instructions and I'd know it would be taken care of. And they would take care of my people, my clients. It just worked. And that was, no amount of money these people could offer me as a discount was going to do the job to knock that one on the head. So they just didn't seem to get it. So yeah, they've got to know who you are, know about you, know you can solve the problem. They've got to like you enough to feel comfortable in business with it. And they've got to trust you can do it and you will do it. And again, all this can be achieved and conveyed with smooth nurturing. It's not impossible to do it otherwise, and you will get people who will bite straight away. But those people who are not immediately predisposed to buy, you need to make those 3 things happen. And if you don't, then I'm not saying you never make any sales, but you won't get the right kind of clients. We're all about getting the best clients at the right prices, not just any old fucking sale because someone's got a few quid in their pocket and you can get it.
Absolutely. So when it comes to smooth nurturing, there's one vital ingredient, isn't there?
Yes, there is, Connor, and I'm glad you asked that in a completely non-contrived way.
I'm so tired. I am so
Yeah.
tired. I've had too much cheese or something, so I'm sleepy. And now I'm worried if I sleep, I'll have a nightmare. That's a joke, John. I am embodying that. I'm joking. But this is why I have a lot of fun with you, because I just say shit that I know just utterly disappoints you and just makes you hate life in that moment.
Anyway, the most important thing is just your personality. And there's lots of reasons for that being the case. I mean, one is just, it's just easy. If you're not putting a front up there, if you're not putting on a persona, if you're not putting this authentic and best version of yourself that's for show on LinkedIn only, with a studio fucking mugshot that looks nothing like you in real life. You know, how many fucking times have you looked at people's profile pics and then seen a more up-to-date pic of them, or maybe met in real life, and think, who are you and what have you done with the original? You know,
to be fair, I'm probably guilty of that right now with how
you're
long
about
my hair
15
is.
stone heavier and 25 years older.
Oh, okay, I'm not that person, but yes, it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. No. And the funniest ones are these success gurus who talk about how your health is so important. When you see the up-to-date photos, they're all fucking overweight with treble chins and things. Hang on a minute. It's a form of deception. Anyway, so that's one thing. Your personality it means you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to remember the truth, because the truth is what happened. So your personality is dead easy. The other thing is it's a bit more subtle, and that is, we talked a minute ago about people liking and trusting you. Well, people are going to be, and this is just human nature, we tend to like and trust people who are like we are. So when you throw your personality into your marketing, you will attract people who are like you, share similar values and the rest of it. It kind of acts as an automatic, dead simple filter. Now, one of the reasons I do it as well is, you know, I've said this before, what I don't want to happen is me to hold an event in Cork, so for people to turn up, all of a sudden I'm swearing and saying the most appalling things. Hang on, this isn't John. John's really nice on LinkedIn. He's really caring, and he posted some lovely things about women on International Women's Day. This isn't John. I want my money back. I don't want that. I'd rather people just stayed away. Yeah. So that's one reason I do. You know, it never gets any better or worse than you're hearing now. I remember one guy came to one of my events. He says, "Can my son come along?" He's not. Hey,
you're lying. It gets much worse.
He wanted to bring his son. He says his name's, I won't give his name, but he says he's 9 years old. Is that okay? So he can, but there's two things. One is he's got to be quiet and behave himself in the room. And two, I'm not moderating my language or anything else. You know, there'll be none of this, there are children present. If you're not comfortable with that, then don't come. And he brought his son along, and his son was great. I taught him to spell cunt in public.
Yes,
I
watched the video.
I said, yeah. It's all quiet. I said, you taking notes? I used his name. You taking notes? He says, yeah. And I just said, that's C-U-N-T. The whole, and he's writing it down, and the whole fucking room just starts laughing. That's my claim to fame, man. I taught a 9-year-old boy to spell the word cunt in public.
We should post
and
that
then
video
sold the videos.
yeah, I've got the videos.
So yeah, that's the thing. Your own personality is vital, really. Now, again, people say, I don't want to do that. I've got some private things, some secret. It was great. You don't have to air all your dirty washing. And sometimes, you know, it's probably not the best idea to continually go on about your failings and your insecurities. Yeah. There's nothing wrong in having them. I'm sure we all do, you know, about some things. And, you know, the right amount of vulnerability is a good idea. But when you are continually posting about how shit things are and how difficult you're finding things over and over and over again, well, that might be how you feel, and it's perfectly valid. That's not my point. My point is, do you think people are going to trust their business with you when you can't cope?
Yeah.
Probably not. And okay, you know, maybe you think that's dishonest, but I wouldn't want to be showing all my weaknesses all the time. Every day, if I, not so much in COVID, but, you know, when things are busy and I'm traveling, every day is a struggle. Every minute of every day is a struggle for me. I don't show that all the time. I don't mind telling people about it and discussing it, So it's not like I'm hiding it, but it's not something I dwell on and post over and over and over again, trying to elicit sympathy, thinking that'll bring me business, because it won't. All it will do is bring me sympathy. Well, next time you go to Tesco, say to them, oh, I ain't got any money, but I've got some sympathy. I can pay you sympathy. Doesn't work.
It also doesn't display that you can do your job.
No, absolutely.
It just, as you said, it just invokes sympathy. It's not building that trust factor. Yeah, imagine if you treated LinkedIn like a diary, like some people do.
Oh God! If I treated it like a diary, I'd get locked away.
You fucking would. You fucking would.
And you know where you will do. You know where you will find sympathy, don't you?
Where?
Between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. That's where you will find sympathy. Oh, you can't spell, can you?
I don't know why that's so funny. I can spell.
You sound puzzled to me. You can check it later, mate. I'll write the words in the description later, so Holly can put them.
I know how you spell syphilis.
Of course you do, because you went to the clinic, didn't you? Which reminds me,
twice.
The VD clinic, as it used to be called VD, now there's sexually transmitted diseases. When I was a kid, it was VD. The VD clinic in Leicester, the Royal, was called Clinic 6. And you know where they put it? In a standalone building in the middle of a great big grass area. You could not go to the VD clinic quietly through a tunnel without being seen. You know, you had to walk across this fucking field. Hey, he's going to the VD clinic. Fucking hilarious. Don't ask me how I know that.
Oh God, yeah, I won't. I really don't want to know, to be honest. These rats these days.
And of course, what people will often say is, the truth about professionalism here. What people will often say is, yeah, but putting your personality into things isn't professional. You know, the old "this is LinkedIn, not Facebook" kind of rankers.
God, that brigade.
Well, who gets to decide what's professional and what's not? You complete cunt. Who wrote the book? Who decided this? You show me where we took the fucking vote and you were voted grand poo fucking bar, and then we'll take your definition of professionalism as being the one. Otherwise, fuck off, keep fucking off, fuck off as far away as you possibly can, and stay fucked off for as long as the universe exists. Because professionalism is not about a vocabulary, it's not about a fucking hairstyle, it's not about an attire, all right? I've even had people say to me, comment my fucking posts, maybe if you stopped wearing the hat and shaved the beard, you'd get more respect. Do I want respect from people like that? I don't give a shit. I'm completely indifferent to them. Absolutely fucking not. So professionalism to me is about serving your clients to the best of your ability, keeping your promises. Yeah? Not a style of dress or a vocabulary or a prescriptive fucking behaviours decided by a majority vote. It just isn't.
These smart asses. Yeah, because I've had that before. Take your hat off, cut your hair, fucking stop wearing hoodies, and then fuck off, you prick.
Yeah, about you suck me fucking cock, you know?
Yeah, but they've got it so wrong. Like, I don't know where the definition of professionalism has been so lost, and perhaps you'll correct me. But isn't the definition of professionalism the competency you expect from a professional that is delivered? Essentially,
I don't know what the actual. Looking at it now,
have a look, because I'm pretty sure the definition of professionalism is just receiving the competence of a professional.
Yes, the competence or skill expected of a professional.
Yeah, so I don't know where
practicing an activity, especially a sport, by professional. So absolutely, by the definition of yeah. Who said you need a certain tie?
Brigade.
Yeah. Who says you need to wear one? Who says you have to use a certain vocabulary? Who said you have to wear your hair a certain way or not wear a hat? Not say certain words? I don't remember signing up to that, do you?
Yeah, well, look at Elon Musk, yeah, richest man on the planet right now. Go look at his Twitter. Yeah, he's just a piss-taking cunt.
Yeah.
He buys Dogecoin. He's bought fucking GameStop. He gets on all the meme stocks. He fucking tweets at these corporate media companies going like, just lol, weird. It's not professional at all from the richest man on the planet.
The richest man in the world.
Yeah, the CEO of fucking Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company, all of these wonderful companies. Yeah, crazy.
There was a post on LinkedIn the other day about Elon Musk and something he said. I think we mentioned it before. And these people were attacking him, not what he'd said, but him. And I'm thinking, you ignorant. Whether or not you agree with him being so rich isn't the point. That man has achieved more in his fucking life than most of us ever will, and he's still relatively young.
He is young.
He's younger than I am.
How old is he?
And he's probably in his 30s, I would guess.
Yeah,
possibly. In his
Jesus 40s. Christ, 49. I always thought he was like
39. Oh, right. Well, fucking hell, I'm surprised. I'd be thinking, as like I just said, late 30s, early 40s. Whatever. The point is, he's almost single-handedly responsible, probably, for us colonizing fucking Mars. I know he's not doing all the work, but he's driving it and he's paying for it.
Yeah.
He's orchestrating. Well, for fuck's sake, the man's a fucking savior. He's a genius. And if you can't respect someone like that, you're a piece of shit. You really are.
Yeah. And even merely the effects, the positive effects he's having in terms of reusable energy, it's remarkable. No one's ever created a shift like this from non-renewable to renewable energy. And he's taken it as far as with SpaceX, making sure his rockets are recoverable so they can be reused. That's crazy.
The technology, it's just fucking epic. And all these people pissing and moaning, all these social justice warriors who are basically, for the most part, whinging that he's probably in some way anti-woman. Well, if you want to fucking protect women, fuck off to Saudi Arabia and stop them cutting little girls' clits off. Then I might have some respect for you. Don't just take pot shots at a man, calling him, toxic masculinity, just because he's doing something you don't approve of and you think his billions should be spent how you want them to be spent. Doing what? Fucking funding gender studies, fucking university courses. Fuck off.
Oh.
I feel quite strong.
I can imagine. Did you see what Burger King tweeted today?
No.
Let me find it. They've definitely hired a new marketing agency that likes to take the controversial angle. And to be fair to them, it's fucking working. They tweeted today on National Women's Day, women actually belong in the kitchen.
Well, I did post on LinkedIn. I guess I'm making my own sandwiches today.
Oh, but it's obviously being backed up with some corporate approved message. That's just the tweet they're leading with, and then they're arguing with everyone saying, what, do you not believe in our new program that is designed to help women get into the catering industry? Did you not know it's 80% men and women really struggle to break into it? So do you not agree with our tweet now? And it's like, how has this gone through so many layers of corporate without one of them going, this is a bit wanky? Because it is. Why are they arguing with random people on Twitter saying, do you not agree with our new fucking program then? Because 80% of fucking the industry.
I just hope one day our business grows into this fucking megacorp so we can have a lot of fun with it like that.
God, we would. Wow. Yeah, I don't want to think about it. We'd get in so much trouble. We'd destroy our own company overnight.
What disappoints me sometimes is when people like Jeremy Clarkson say something which causes uproar. And then they wimp out and apologise. And not because what they said was particularly wrong, but just because people get offended by it, which is two different things. I'm sure I say far more offensive things than Jeremy Clarkson, but hey, I'm not Jeremy Clarkson, so I'm not going to get the same response. But if I did, I won't give a shit.
Well, he doesn't mean the apology, does he? He's just doing it so he gets hired and paid again.
Yeah, but isn't that pretty fucking weak?
Yeah, very, very. But
that's very off-brand, as they would say, isn't it?
It is very off-brand. However, I don't know if it's the choice between that and having to downscale your life size when you're that old and that comfortable.
Hey, I think he's younger than I am, mate.
Shut up. No way.
All right, he might be. I'm 56.
I always thought he was well older. 60.
I ain't much older then, is he? 4 years.
No, I thought he was like late 60s.
And do you think I'll? Do you think I'll look shit like that when I'm 60? I don't think so. I said I'd be fucking.
You definitely won't. Yeah, you will. That's the good thing about being autistic, because you will just not stop lifting weights and you will not stop eating chicken breast.
That's one good thing. So anyway, that's about professionalism. It's about serving your clients the best of your ability, and not a style of dress or a vocabulary or prescriptive behaviours dictated by some kind of fucking majority vote. Fuck them. On which topic? 1 minute hate, which we need to get into because I'm tired and I've got shit to do.
I've had too much cheese.
Yeah, you don't want a nightmare, do you?
No, so I'm gonna have to have a cup of tea. I'm gonna have a wank. I've got the house to myself.
You could have a wank in your cup of tea.
Eating cheese.
Eating cheese. You could use smeg. How about
I'm
that?
gonna do it in my flat in this bed.
Do it.
In fact, we've got this beautiful roof terrace that overlooks the whole of Portsmouth. It's gorgeous. The best views of the ocean. I'm going to do it up there because Southsea.
What is supposed to be fucking impressed? Overlook Portsmouth, for fuck's sake.
Oh, we're literally on the seafront. There's beautiful views of the sea. And we have a little lake next to us, and it's a beautiful view over the lake. And there's a lovely green field to my right. There's a beautiful view over the field. And then if I turn around, then it's
fucking Portsmouth.
Yeah, but the Spinnaker Tower, if you squint, it's like you're in Dubai. Anyway, I'm going to go up to my roof terrace and have a wank up there.
Jolly good.
And just make it rain on some unsuspecting toddler's forehead.
I probably think it's a bird shitting on him, won't he?
Probably.
Mummy, this bird shit's salty.
Oh, God, I'm joking. I'm not going to wank on the toddler's head before some weird cunt reports us. I've had enough of being reported to the police. Anyway, the 1 minute hate. My intent is not to wank on the child's head.
I really don't know what to say to all that. All right, yeah, intent against interpretation. The idea, what people say is more important than what they meant is plain absurd. I have no truck with it at all. Set the fucking timer.
Okay, I'm going to set the timer, but this time I'm going to give you a countdown from 10, all right, with my fingers, for the last 10 seconds, because Holly moaned at us today, didn't she?
You did, fucking moaning bitch.
So I'm going to give you the 10, 9, 8, 7. But before we start, what's that fucking thing in your hand? You've been waving it around a lot recently.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like the sort of thing that they whack on your knee at the doctor.
I think it's an auger. I think it's called an auger. This is older than you are. I got it when I was an apprentice at BT, and it's basically for drilling small holes in wood, or for pilot holes for screws and things. It's also good for knocking into your own eyeball when you come across anti-vaxxers and things, you know. It's just less painful than talking to them.
Fair enough. Well, I've set the tone. I have the minute timer ready. Are you ready?
I'm bloody ready.
Have you said what you're talking about?
Yes!
I'm tired. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, intent versus interpretation. The fashionable thing these days is to say what people say and how I received it, how I felt about it is more important than the words they say. I call bullshit because one thing, if they spoke those words in a language you did not understand, you would not possibly be upset or offended by it. So it's not the words that are the problem, it's the way you understand them. Second thing is, okay, let's say that it's acceptable to say my interpretation trumps your meaning. What then if a woman says no to a man and he says, well, I thought she meant yes? How can you argue the point? You can't have it both ways, you fucking dunderhead. The words themselves, the intent is what's behind it. If you deny the intent and just say, well, it's the interpretation I give to it, all bets are off. It becomes ridiculous. It becomes absurd. But of course, what that allows you to do is give away your power. It allows you to abdicate, beg your pardon, for your responsibility for your own feelings and put it on someone else. I'm offended. I'm hurt. I'm upset. It's your fault. I want you to deal with it for me. Not a fucking chance. No.
Beep. Spot on. Look at that. Holly's going to be well impressed.
Holly.
And the time went. But
Holly.
I've either got noise cancellation mode or I didn't set the noise to play, so there was no definitive noise. And on that note, where do people need to go to get the help, John?
Well, if you'd like an unending stream of midget porn.
Yeah, we're not kidding.
We're not kidding. I suggest what you do. Now, if you want to make more money with less work, less hassle, and fewer headaches, and sell to better clients, attract better clients, sell to them at high prices, and have them all delivered to you with a pipeline, which itself is filled and replenished in the background, hands off, and on autopilot by the systems we help you create, I suggest you go to ottpodcast.co.uk and get all our free stuff, as well as listening to the other episodes. In the meantime, Stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands. Don't believe a word Connor says about wanking on the roof terrace. And do not shit on your fingers. Ta-da.